Fifty Fifty is getting major heat from international fans after the new lineup was announced, featuring just one original member, Keena. And here's where it gets wild. The whole situation has sparked a split between international fans and Korean fans. Korean fans are backing the rebranded group, while international fans are all about that boycott life. But seriously, is this boycott even fair? And how's it going to affect the group's future, especially the new members who are already catching heat? And what about the original 3 members of 50/50? Have they moved on to a new label, or are they still caught up in all this mess? Fans are also super concerned about the minors in the new lineup, especially after a track's CEO was caught following some seriously questionable Instagram accounts. There's a ton of drama here, so let's dive in. Now, if you're new to the whole 50/50 versus Attract versus Givers lawsuit saga, buckle up because it's the messiest K-drama out there, with 2 long seasons that rival the Adore and Hype feud. So, here's the tea. 50/50 sued their label, Attract, for 3 big reasons: mistreatment, the company didn't take care of their health; mismanagement, not providing the resources to support group activities; and financial shadiness. But plot twist. It turns out the girls were being manipulated and gaslighted by the Givers CEO who produced their music. This guy is like the ultimate villain. He basically wrecked a promising new group from a small label that was on the brink of making it big. But out of the 4 members, 1 withdrew her lawsuit, went back to the company, and spilled the tea on how they were all manipulated by the Givers CEO. So I totally get where international fans are coming from with this boycott. It's all about their loyalty to the original 50/50 lineup. For those who might be new to all this, think of it like this. Imagine if Blackpink suddenly sued YG Entertainment. Who would international fans side with? Obviously, the girls. Now, imagine YG rebranding Blackpink with an entirely new lineup under the same name. No way would fans accept that. They'd probably boycott it for life. Even though 50/50's run was super short, they debuted in 2022, became a commercial hit with Cupid, got caught up in legal drama in 2023, and then disbanded later that year with Seo, Cena, and Aran leaving. Those girls still managed to make a huge impact and build a loyal fan base. They missed out on some major opportunities too, like Cupid being featured in a Barbie movie and a shot at the Billboard Music Awards. First up, international fans are really fired up because they believe the girls were horribly mistreated, to the point of serious health risks. Cena went through extreme weight loss, anorexia, bulimia, and hormonal changes due to a forced diet and crazy stress. Seo faced seizures, blackouts, panic disorder, social phobia, self-harm, and was even at risk of kidney failure. It's a lot. Then there's Aran, whose situation is pretty severe. Her case even went to court. She needed surgery, but it's alleged that the label made her keep promoting Cupid and ignored her condition until the promotions were over. Even after the surgery, she was pressured to come back after just a week, leading to post-surgical syndrome and severe mental and social distress. On the flip side, Korean netizens are pushing back, saying international fans are kind of out of touch. They argue that if you look at the lawsuit and court statements, it seems like the girls got greedy and sued their label after the Givers CEO manipulated them. Korean fans see this as a case of greed rather than genuine mistreatment. In Korea, loyalty to companies is huge, especially for rookie groups. The girls made a few missteps, which has made it hard for people to trust them. Also, Korean fans tend to really support court and legal decisions. For example, while international fans might brush off Suga's DUI case, Korean fans are like, nah, you broke the law. It's a whole different level of accountability. So, what did the court have to say about 50/50's claims? On August 28th, the Seoul Central District Court basically dismissed them all. They found there wasn't enough evidence to back up any of the allegations. When it came to the financial claims, the court went through Track's finances and didn't find anything dodgy, except for one slip-up in April when they messed up a statement, but as soon as they were notified, Attract fixed it right away. The court concluded there was no shady business that would break trust between the group and the label. For the health claim, 50/50 argued that Attract didn't take care of them, but the court wasn't buying it. They noted that when Aran had health issues, Attract got her diagnosed, monitored her progress, and even adjusted their promo schedule to accommodate her. So the court didn't see any neglect from the company. Regarding the resources claim, the court said, Just because the Givers isn't working with Attract anymore doesn't mean there's a contract breach. They also criticized 50/50 for not trying to resolve issues with Attract before jumping straight to court. Legally, they should have given the company a 14-day notice to fix things, but they went straight to suing instead. The court concluded that the group's activities stopped because of Aran's surgery and some members catching COVID-19. However, Keena later claimed that the COVID situation was fabricated to buy time for the lawsuit, allegedly on the advice of the Givers' CEO. In the end, the court wasn't convinced and 50/50 lost their lawsuit. In return, Attract sued them. Here's the deal. There's no clear-cut evidence to prove who's right or wrong. With so many text screenshot, PDF, medical records, and CCTV footage coming to light, it's all gotten pretty messy. So I'd say do your own research and decide for yourself who to support in this mess. On the bright side, I'm happy for the former trio. They're focusing on their health and moving forward. They're set to re-debut under a new label later this year with a fresh girl group under IOK Company, a subsidiary of Massive ENC. Can't wait to see what they bring to the table next. Meanwhile, Attract isn't slowing down. They've introduced some new faces to 50/50. Chanelle Moon, Yuan, Hana, and the mysterious Athena. These new members are gearing up for their debut with a mini album dropping on September 20, 2024. Chanelle and Yuan, both from the survival show Are You Next, already have a solid fan base rooting for them. But now they're getting some backlash for joining Attract, with people holding a grudge against the label. Let's be real, if you're a trainee in the super competitive K-pop industry and you get a chance to debut, who wouldn't jump at the opportunity? It seems unfair to criticize them just for choosing this label. Since Chanelle is from the US and Yuan is from Sweden, I get why some international fans might not want them to join Attract. But moving on, I'm actually excited to see how this new lineup will shake things up. I've got to admit, the new marketing direction is pretty smart. With 50/50 success in the West, having English-speaking members totally makes sense. I'm super excited that Chanelle's finally debuting, but I do feel a bit nervous for her too. A lot of her biggest fans during Are You Next were international. And those same fans are now the loudest critics of this new lineup. Chanelle, Keena, and the other members are definitely going to face some heat from international fans on Twitter for a while. I hope it will blow over eventually. But for now, we'll just have to weather the storm. I'm really digging how different this intro video is compared to Athena's. It's got me hyped to see how they'll introduce the rest of the crew and showcase their unique personalities. The way this one's shot makes it feel like they're really focusing on defining each member as an individual. I do think if Attract had given them a new name, the backlash might have been less intense. But, of course, rebranding costs a lot more work and investment. So, yeah, the company is probably weighing that too. On a side note, Athena's situation is also drawing attention. During the 2023 legal disputes, Attract CEO Shan Hong-jun got into hot water over his social media activity. Fans discovered he was following accounts with seriously disturbing content, adult graphic material, and graphic animal gore. He quickly unfollowed these accounts, but the damage was done. One of the accounts even featured an OnlyFans model who had just turned 18, raising concerns about the well-being of new group members like Athena, who's around 16 or 17. It's pretty unsettling when those in power get exposed for this kind of stuff. I also talked about Min Hee-jin in a previous video, how I don't fully trust her with minors. If you're interested, check that one out too. I'll wrap up by saying I'm here to support all the girls, both the former and new members. In K-pop, if you're giving your all to your music, you're bound to make it to the top. The rivalry between fans of the new and former members might drag on and could even turn into a fan war, like with Blinks and ARMY. But for me, it's all about the good music. Share your thoughts and be respectful. Please, I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.